The film initially had European distribution, but we didn't have a U.S. distributor. And we took it around and showed it to the usual suspects, American International, the people at that point, at that time, who were distributing sort of exploitation films. And people rode it like a pony, but would always come out of the screening room and say, well, that's really rough. Let's see, what can we do to clean this up a little bit? But Richard and I both believed that this film's best chance at success was to let it be as strong as possible. So in the end, Richard said, well, you know what, I'm going to just prove that there's an audience for this film. And he rented a theater to show it. And he took out a little 1-inch ad in the New York Times, one screening. And we showed up there that night, and the mob was all the way up the street. We showed the film, and it blew the roof off.
People went crazy. I mean, people were screaming and yelling. And
it was incredible. It was the best audience experience, I think, that I'd ever had. Salah Hassanin, who ran United Film Distribution, came to the theater that night, saw that reaction, and in front of the theater, in the midst of that mob, I think, made a deal with Richard.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time. Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. Dawn of the Dead.
Salah was willing to release this film without a rating. And I think that while it contributed and made the film as popular as it is, that limited its success because it's considered an X. In those days, it was an X. You can't advertise in primetime television. You can't advertise in some newspapers at all.
But we knew it was going to be a hit.
When the film opened at the Rivoli, we saw this crowd down Times Square. And I'm going, gee, what movie's that for? And it was for us.
It was a very exciting time.
I was thrilled to see it with an audience, but it was at that point I realized what we had done. We had frightened the hell out of people.
The reward for me was picking somebody in the audience and just watching the evolution of their heart attack. For some people, it was too much, I think,
I went to see Dawn of the Dead when it opened at United Artists Theater in New York with my grandmother. I told her not to come. I warned her ahead of time. She said, no, I'm coming. So I sat with her. The guy's head was blown off. She just went, oh my God. And I said, you want to go now, don't you? She said, yes, so I escorted her out quickly.